and welcome back to a new vlog. That's a bit better. Okay, so in my last couple of videos I've kind of talked a lot about like changes I've been making in my life and like small habits I've been starting to bring in, and like I really believe in that saying, you know, it's like the small habits. If once you do them consistently, that's how you transform your life and transform your routines. So I've really been focused on like 4 main things. So I wanted to do a video very casually. I'm going to kind of bring you through my day and like kind of just talk you through some changes I've made that have made such a difference for me, and maybe you could try them or you could just look into them if you're kind of hoping to make some changes in your life this year. Sometimes like videos like this kind of give you the kick, like give you that bit of a push, and I feel like we all need that push. I needed that push at the start of the year and I watched videos like this, so I hope that this might help some of you as well. So let's get into it. I was a little bit cold, so I just put on this fleece. It's still really cold in New York. It's going to get a bit warmer later in the week and I'm so ready for it. But anyway, okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll definitely like already have seen me talk about this change over the last couple of weeks. But basically, since I've come back from Ireland, which was like I think the 11th of January, since that day, like the day after, the morning of the 12th, every single day since then, today is February 8th, I've done a morning routine, like a set morning routine, and I've done it at the weekends, I've done it during the week. I've just kind of been doing almost like an experiment to see if it makes a difference. And I think when you do something consistently and like every single day, that's when you really see whether it works or whether it doesn't. And like 1000%, this has made such a difference to my life. And it's crazy, like it's literally just been around a month of me doing it. My mood is better, my energy is better, I'm sleeping better, even though I'm getting up so much earlier, which is kind of like, you don't expect that in a way, but it's like I just feel like I have so much more energy and I just feel happier overall. I kind of feel calmer, and I'll talk to you about why I think I feel calmer. But basically I wrote down like an exact list of like what I do here. Oh no, sorry, I wrote it in my diary. Okay, I have the list. So first of all, the time I've been getting up. So I've been setting my alarm every morning for 5:20 a.m. and I promise you it sounds way more daunting than it actually is. And I do want to say as well, before I go into this in detail, like this isn't for everyone. And like if you're not a morning person, I don't think you should try to force yourself to be a morning person. But if you are somebody who like thrives in the morning and you're way more productive, you're more focused, you get more done, you've more kind of go in you, like then this routine might suit you. But like someone did write to me on Instagram and they were like, you know, that's not for everyone. And I was like 100%, like I fully agree with you. It is not for everyone. And like I don't want you to think you have to do this, and you don't have to do it at 5:30 a.m. You can do it at whatever time in the morning suits you. This is just like what I do. So I get up every morning. I'm up like by 5:30, like 5:35. Sometimes I snooze a little bit later, but I'm always up in and around like 5:20, 5:30, 5:40, say. I get up, I do the normal things like brush my teeth, then I like have a big glass of water, and I got these glasses on Amazon at the start of the year, and these glass straws, and I swear they make me drink so much more water. So I chug that back, and then the next thing I do is I take my probiotics. It's actually a probiotic and prebiotic supplement together, which is really, really good for you. So I'm almost through my first one. Also, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to leave this thing in there. This could be the most stupid question ever, and I apologize if it is, but I wasn't sure if this is supposed to like keep it good or whatever, I don't know. But I'm nearly finished. See, I'm down to like I'd say I have like 5 days left, and then I have the refill. They send you like a refill then every month, and like they don't send you like a brand new one of these, so it's really good for the environment, and you just refill it every month. So I'm really liking that. Very, very good for your gut. I am someone who suffers from bloating and like just girl stuff, you know, I'm sure a lot of us go through it, and this is really, really helpful. So that's what I do. Then I sit down on one of the chairs here in the living room. It's still dark at this point in New York, so I kind of get cozy. I get a blanket, I have my dressing gown on. I'm not dressed at this stage, like I'm still in my pajamas. I sit down and I meditate. So I brought my AirPods to show you and my phone. So I do it on an app on my phone. It's called Meditopia. I actually did a collaboration with them before Christmas and I really liked them. I was doing their nighttime meditations because I was kind of struggling with sleep before Christmas. But now I just do like their daily meditation, so there's loads to choose from. I pick one every morning, usually between like 10 and 15 minutes. I pop in my AirPods and I just get it done. Like I don't even think about it so much because I feel like if I thought about it so much I wouldn't want to do it, but like I'm still a little bit sleepy, so I just pop in the AirPods and it's really nice, and it just makes me start the day on such a nice calm note. And if you've been thinking about doing meditating or getting into it and you're kind of like it's a bit airy fairy, I don't know if I can sit still, like start with guided ones. Like these ones kind of guide you through, and like you do breathing, and you really kind of like, they focus on a different topic every day, and it's interesting. It kind of makes you just like sit there and like think, and like my eyes are closed, I'm comfy, and yeah, I've really been liking it. I think I've done 24 sessions this year so far. What does it say at the top here? 27. So I've done 27 sessions and I've done 309 minutes. That's pretty good. So I do that, and then the next thing I do is I journal. So I got this Grateful journal. It's from a brand called Ink and Vold. I actually got it in a mailer from a brand called Nest. You know, they do the candles. They sent me this and I came back to it in January and I said, you know what, this is the year I'm going to start journaling. Because I'm not going to obviously show you what I write because some of it's kind of personal, but I've done this many pages so far. I'm up to here. I really like it. It's really simple. As soon as I finish the meditation, I do this, and basically, like for example, this day. So I'm grateful for, and you write 3 things. It says then today was, so I think this is probably for nighttime, but I always just change it to today will be, and I literally just like sit there and I like envision what like I want today to be. So like I'm like, today will be like productive. I'm going to shoot this campaign, and then I'm going to go to Rumble, and then this evening I'm going to make dinner with Tommy. And like you can kind of just like tell yourself what the day is going to be, and like when you're doing that at 5:45 in the morning, like it just soaks in and it sinks into your brain and it works. I don't know what it is, but it really works, and you kind of feel very positive after it. And then for example, this day it says I am inspired by. So I usually just do like bullet points here, and I'll bullet point like, is it one, like 6 or 7 or 8 things, and I'm like, I'm inspired by, like, I don't know, something as simple as an outfit I saw a girl wearing on my walk yesterday, or I'm inspired by so-and-so who owns this business. Like it, very simple things, but it again, it makes you think like that early in the morning, and it really just like gets your creative juices going. Then for example, the next day is like that changes every day, that part. So then the next day is like, I feel complete when, or like I feel rejuvenated when. Like they have different ones, and I really like that it's different every day because I think I'd get bored if it was the same. So I've really been liking that. And then my next step is my other planner. Like, do you see how many things I have for my morning routine? I need someone to come out with something that like concises all this together. But basically the next thing I have is my full focus planner, and this is like where I write on my to-do list and I plan out my day. For example, like this is how it looks. So like Friday, sorry, this is a bit bright, can you see? Yeah, so Friday, so you have your daily big 3 things that need to get done, and then you have room for your other tasks, and then over here it like breaks down the day per hour, which I love, and I literally schedule my day per hour. And then what I love is that there's one full page as well for random stuff. I'm always like writing down random stuff in the morning and throughout the day, so I really love that format. And I spend a good 10-15 minutes every morning actually like planning out my day, because I really think it's so important. And again, in the morning when my brain is like fully switched on, like I can really think like, what's important to get done today, what's the priority, like what do I have to focus on first. I'm going to schedule out my day to be the most productive and like efficient as possible. When am I doing my workout, like I write down maybe meal ideas I'm going to have that day. It's just like really like I think it's like, what's that saying, you know, fail to plan, plan to fail. I really live by that, and I think that having a good journal that you love and like a good place to do to-do lists and like plan your day is so important. So that's the next thing I do. Once I finish that stuff where I'm like sitting down, I then get up and I do like one of three things. Then I either work out, not every morning, I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it in the evening. So it's either a workout, a walk, like it could just be a walk to Central Park with Kaylin, or even just a walk to get coffee. Like I just need to move my body some way, and if I don't go outside, say if it's too cold or if it's a little bit dark and I don't feel like fully safe to go out myself or whatever, I'll just go upstairs to the gym and I'll go on the treadmill, or else I'll just like wait for it to get bright or whatever. But I do try to move my body in some shape or form in the morning, and even if it's just stretching, like roll out your yoga mat and like do some yoga stretches, do a bit of like movement in some shape or form, and it wakes you up, like it energizes you. And even though you're like, some mornings I'm like, oh, I do not want to go outside, I do not want to go to this workout, but then as soon as I have it done, I have 5 times more energy. So I promise you it's worth it to like just go for it. So I do that, then I come back down and I have breakfast. I actually always have breakfast like kind of early. I'm hungry in the mornings. I have like dinner in the evening at like 6 or 7, so I'm hungry by like 7:30 or 7:45 or whatever time it is. So I usually have my breakfast. This varies, I can go through that in a different video, but I always just try to get something healthy in. Sorry, my battery died, I'm back. Okay, so then I take my vitamins. I'm currently taking like a multivitamin and a vitamin D, and I'm really liking these, they're from Beauty Pie. Then I jump in the shower and I do like all the usual morning stuff. Like one thing I really focus on in the mornings, and I give myself like a good 15-20 minutes to do this, which might sound extreme, but it's just like, I love it. Like I love doing this. It's like one of my favorite parts of my morning routine, and it's like almost one of the another reasons why I get up early, so I don't have to rush through all these things. Like I'm able to do them at such a nice pace. But yeah, it's my skincare routine. I love skin, and I've actually been getting a lot of questions recently about my skin, and that you've seen, I think a lot of you have seen it improve a little bit. Not that it was like bad or anything last year, but I do feel like it's a good bit brighter. And I think that there's one more reason that I'm gonna talk about later that I think is helping with this. But one thing that I think has definitely made a difference, like I'm using a lot of my same products that I've used like throughout the years, and last year you'll have seen me talk about them, but I have brought in one new brand. They're called Codex. I just brought them out here so I can show them to you. And basically it's a brand which is super clean, and that's something that I'm really trying to bring more into my life and into my products and into my beauty cabinet this year. And it's definitely one of my changes I'm trying to make. I'm trying to really look at the ingredients of things and just make sure that I'm putting good stuff on, because I think we forget that. Like we forget that we're literally putting things onto our skin, and like, you know, we got to think about the future, and we have to make sure we're doing the right thing. And obviously, like, you know, I'm not 100% perfect in this. I don't know if I ever will be, but I do think just making small changes where you can and trying to incorporate more brands that you know have really good ingredients, I just think it is so important. So the brand that I've introduced, which is like very clean and has really great ingredients, is this brand called Codex. And I love the packaging too. Like it's really like happy. That's like the way I can describe it. It just looks lovely in my cabinet. So then I guess like out of all the brands out there, like why did I choose Codex? So basically they got in touch with me, I would say like the end of last year, and I clicked into the email and I kind of checked them out, and I always like vet brands basically when they get in touch. And as I said, I've been really wanting to like really focus on super clean ingredients this year in my skincare, so I was like really intrigued by them. And what really intrigued me was that this line, which is called Bia, if you can see it there, this line uses ingredients from Irish plants, which is obviously something that like fully resonated with me. So basically Bia is the Irish for food, and what they did, Codex, was like they, you know, really looked into specific ingredients from Irish plants, and they work with Irish farmers, and then they combine that with their like scientific knowledge and that side of it, and they put the two together to create this incredible line. So basically I've been using 3 of their products in the morning specifically. So it's the exfoliating wash, which is like your daily cleanser. So I've been cleansing with this straight after my shower, sometimes like in the shower, whichever I do that morning. Then I love this as well. So this is their Bia facial oil, and this goes on straight after cleansing. It's really nice, like it just feels lovely on the skin, especially now in winter when I'm really trying to like lock in moisture and keep my skin looking fresh. It's freezing here in New York, so like I'm all about the moisturizing and just keeping my skin feeling lovely and plump and hydrated. So I do the facial oil next, and then I finish it with the Bia Skin Superfood, which like basically does exactly what it says on the bottle. It's like a superfood for your skin. My skin just drinks this up. It's a really lovely, hydrating like morning cream, morning moisturizer, and I'm just like ready for the day after I do this. So I've really been enjoying testing out this brand, and I'll definitely keep you updated. As I said, I want to incorporate more brands, you know, clean brands into my routine, and I'm always happy to share it with you if you're kind of on the same boat. And yeah, I'm really happy with how my skin has been looking, and I've been doing that every single morning, and yeah, my skin is looking pretty hydrated and good considering the like minus 10-degree temperatures we've been having, and I'm obviously outside every day. So yeah, I really like that. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out, and I'll definitely keep you updated on my Instagram and here on YouTube how I'm getting on and everything. And if you have any questions about it or the brand itself, let me know, because I'm learning a lot about it, and I'm really like enjoying using it. So that's my skincare. And then after that I get dressed, and a big thing as well, and one goal, which I have to say, this is one thing that I'm kind of failing at. I'm still not getting there, but basically it's like we're still in work from home mode. Well, I mean, I've always been, even before COVID, like with Retro Flame, but you know, I think back before COVID I had a lot more events and meetings and things like that, so I would be kind of getting dressed, you know, fancy most days. But then obviously things have changed, and it's very tempting to just stay in kind of like super casual, like crazy looking clothes for the day. Like obviously I'm like, no one's gonna see me, I'm not filming that day, but I'm really making an effort to like get dressed. And even if it's just like still, you know, a comfy loungewear set, but like, you know, maybe it's a matching set, like, and you have nice jewelry on with it just to feel a bit more put together. It's just like those little things of like making yourself feel good and put together in the mornings, even if it's just something simple. So I'm really trying that. Today I'm a little bit casual, not gonna lie, even though I'm shooting, but I have to go out soon to actually shoot photos, so I'm gonna be like dressing up thin. So I wanted to just be kind of comfy in this video because I knew I'd be like sitting down chatting. But I love this fleece, and I do feel put together in this fleece. And then I have my earrings from Lularian, my Lee hoops, which I always love to have on, just like simple, but it gives a bit of something. And this is from Something Navy, this fleece. I can link this down below. So yeah, basically that's how I kind of end my morning routine. And then I sit at my desk, and I aim to be at my desk every morning between 8 and 9. Like it depends if I'm working out, how long of a walk I go on, if I'm washing my hair that morning and I have to dry it and style it. It just depends, but latest I'm at my desk is 9, which I mean is pretty normal, but if I can be at my desk earlier, I do. And then yeah, I kind of work straight through then until 5 or 6, and then the nighttime routine is a whole other story that we'll keep for a different video because this is already pretty long. But anyway, that is the first big change I've made, and there's definitely smaller changes within that, but we'll just label that number 1. Morning routine. And again, not for everyone. If I'm not forcing you to do this, I'm not telling you you have to do this, I'm just sharing a personal experience. And of course you can do this at a later time if it suits your routine better. You could take out some of the steps. Like it's more so like just finding what works for you and finding a routine that makes you feel good. And I don't know what it is, but having that time in the morning for yourself where you're not rushing, you're not on emails trying to answer, your phone's not ringing. It's just like you kind of feel like you're awake before the rest of the world when you get up early, and there's something so nice and calming about that just sets your tone for the rest of the day. And even if the rest of your day is going to be stressful and you're putting out fires left, right and center, just having that calm morning actually makes such a difference. So that is number one. It's made such a difference for me so far, and I'm going to keep doing it now and like keep it going for as long as I can. I don't want this to be some sort of a fad I'm doing. Like, I've done that in the past where I've like stopped doing it after a couple of weeks, and you know, traveling has messed it up. But this year I am like keeping it consistent, and even if I have to shorten it some days or I have to kind of improvise here and there, like I'm getting the essentials done every morning, and I can keep you updated throughout the year and let you know if it makes a difference overall. So that's number one. And then number two, I'm going to bring you to my kitchen. This is a very simple one. It's pretty obvious, but healthy eating, believe it or not, wow, what a surprise, has completely changed my everything, my energy, my mood again. And like, it's not so much that I'm cutting calories or like cutting out sugar. It's like I'm not doing any kind of a diet. Basically what I've been doing is like eating foods that nurture my body, and it's as simple as that. Like, I'm asking myself, and I'm like doing some research and I'm looking into things. Like, as I said, I still do, I suffer from bloating, and my stomach, like, it's literally sometimes like rock hard, and I just don't know what the issue is. Like, I've tried to cut out some things and I've done tests and everything, but it's kind of still one of these things I'm just trying to figure out myself. So this year I've just really been focused on like eating foods that are going to make me feel good. And I feel like when you switch your mindset to that, it makes such a difference. So like, just for example, sorry, that's my fridge. Okay, I'm just going to show you my fridge. It's not very organized at the moment. I've actually ordered these new like organizer things. I'll show you when they come, but basically they like clip onto here, and they're a drawer that you can pull out. So I'm going to do a full reorganization this weekend. I might actually film it. Then we have alcohol that we're not drinking right now. These have been there for so long, since the summer. But let me just show you a few of the things that like I've brought in. Okay, so for example, soup. We made soup at the weekend, and like I've had this for lunch every day so far this week. It is so easy, it's so nutritious, and it gets like so many of my nutrients into me at lunchtime, and it takes me 2 minutes to heat up. So like, being prepared, and like, I know I've tried to do this so much and do meal prep, but this year I'm sticking with it, and it's making such a difference so far. Then we also meal prepped some roast potatoes, and then back here I have some quinoa prepped, because I do salad bowls for lunch and sometimes for dinner, and just having like veg and quinoa ready to go. I fire a veggie burger into the oven, and like, it just makes it really easy. Then one food I'm trying to eat loads more of are blueberries. Like, these are so good for you. They're so good for like so many things, and I put them on my oats in the morning. I put loads of chia seeds in. Chia seeds are great for fiber, which is really good for the gut too. And then for snacks, like, I'm a sweet tooth, and that's never ever going to change, but I am trying to cut down like more refined sugar. So I just bought these the last year. I haven't opened them yet, but I saw this girl on TikTok, and she basically has dates with almond butter, and she says they're really nice, and they like kind of satisfy your sweet tooth craving, and they're like obviously much better for you, and these are great in smoothies as well. So I'm gonna try that this week. Then almond butter, which is obviously a great healthy fat. Yogurts or Tommy's. I actually don't really eat that much dairy. I have the odd like little bit of cheese, but I try to do this cheese from Trader Joe's. It's Kerrygold. I feel like I should trust that a lot more, and I actually don't feel bad after that. But for example, if I had this one, I would feel like shit, not gonna lie. This American cheese I just can't get behind. Tommy eats it, doesn't seem to bother him, but yeah, I try to stick with the Kerrygold one. And then obviously you have lots of fruit and veggies. Ginger I've been putting into my soup. That really helps digestion. So again, just like eating stuff that like I know is gonna help my body. And then lots of greens. My friend Lindsay like told me before, and it's really stuck with me, but like, as many meals as you can, try to just put some greens into it. So if you're having a salad bowl, put in loads of this. If you're having a quinoa bowl, put in loads of this. If you are having just avocado and toast, like put some of this on top. And it actually really works, and you get more greens in. I'm obviously like not an expert when it comes to food. I'm just kind of trying to learn myself, but that way of thinking has just really helped me this year. And it's like, you know, if I'm about to eat a meal, or even if I'm out at a restaurant, I still obviously have balance. I'm kind of like 80-20, but when I am out, I'm thinking, okay, like what could I add to this order that like I know is going to be good and nutritious? Or if I'm making my oats in the morning, like what can I add on top that I know is going to be a source of fiber, it's going to be protein, like it's going to give me energy basically. Because when you think about food that way, you have a much better relationship. Like none of us should be out here restricting ourselves or being just mean to our bodies and like not giving it enough food. And I think that a lot of us undereat, to be honest, and my friend Laura always talks about this, but like she says so many women, we undereat because we think that's going to help us. It's not. Like our body needs nutrition and it needs food. And you know, if you're working out more, making sure you're getting more protein. You know, I have the odd protein smoothie now after my workouts because it really repairs and like helps my muscles afterwards. And it's just like things like that. So just like switching my mindset about food has made a big difference. It's given me more energy. I think it's helping with my skin, my hair is growing, my nails are growing. Like it works. It's really simple and really obvious, but it works. So just trying your best to have a good and healthy relationship with food, not under eating, making sure you're getting your nutrients, and just kind of having fun with it. Like try new recipes. Like this week we tried a veggie chili, me and Tommy. I'm not fully vegetarian, but I've kind of been vegetarian the last month, just like testing it out to see if it works in my body. But we made this like veggie chili. I'll leave the recipe. It's actually on my Instagram. I'll save it to highlight on my Instagram. So go over there. My friend Lorna gave it to me. It was so good, and like I actually enjoyed making it, and I hate cooking like despise it, but it's just like having fun, trying new recipes and meal prepping, like being organized so you don't reach for the bad thing that's gonna like, you know, not give you any energy and give you a slump and you know, things like that. So yeah, that's number 2. Okay, and then the next thing, number 3, I just took a little break, did some emails, but the next thing, number 3, is I haven't drank alcohol in 5 weeks. It just went 5 weeks on Sunday. Both Tommy and I decided that we just wanted to take a break from alcohol, give our bodies a little bit of a detox, a bit of a cleanse. I've only done this once ever. January 2020, I did dry January. Silly year to do it because everything closed like for so long after that, so kind of regretted that at the time. But then this year I wanted to do it again. I don't know, I just have been reading and seeing so much online recently about people who've given up alcohol, and like I have some friends who've done it, and like they just all rave about it so much. So I wanted to try it again. I kind of have it in my head that I want to do 2 months this time. So we're already 5 weeks in, and like obviously this isn't for everyone, and I'm not going to come on here and be like you should do this. But if you're curious about it, and like if you've been maybe meaning to try it, or you're just curious to see if it will make you feel different, I really recommend like giving it a go if you are curious. Both Tommy and I, like we probably have a conversation every day about how good we feel, and like obviously like we're eating healthy and we're working out and I'm doing my morning routine and I'm taking my vitamins. So it's like, I guess it's a mix of everything combined. But at the weekends, like we haven't been drinking. Like we've still been going out. We've been going out to dinner. I went out to like a friend's birthday. I've been meeting up with the girls. Like you obviously can still go out and like have a great time, but it's just like what we found was it was the next day like so wrecked and feel like crap. And it was that part we were sick of. Like I think it was more like the binge drinking. Like as Irish people, I think we've just grown up in a culture where we go all in with drinking, and like we really drink a lot when we go out. And I think it was just we weren't feeling great after it, like especially towards the end of last year. I think like if we went out for dinner and had one glass of wine, like that's fine. Like I feel fine the next day after that, like mostly. But it was just like the super late nights and like the amount of drinking we were doing. not that we were like, you know, addicted or whatever, I'm not trying to say that, but New York's a big drinking culture, and like a lot of stuff revolves around that, and it's very easy to get sucked into it. So we just decided we were going to go off it. We don't really have an end date. We're going on a trip in March, like mid-March, both Tommy and I together, so we're kind of like aiming towards that. I do have one friend's birthday as well before that, but I'll see how I feel. I'm gonna keep it going. I think it's really helping with my skin as well. Like I really think, and like my face, I think before the end of the year my face was like super puffy, like the end of last year, and I was like, what is going on? But like we were going out a lot, we had our birthdays. Last year was like a lot of partying and like go, and I definitely feel my face has kind of like depuffed since I stopped drinking, and I've seen a lot of people talk about that on TikTok and stuff. So I do think I'm seeing a difference, like physically and mentally. Like when I go out on a Saturday night here in New York, I'm not even joking, like I wouldn't feel right until Tuesday. Not that I would feel hungover till Tuesday, but it's like it just messes up your hormones and your mood. And I've talked about this with my friends before, and like loads of them agreed, and like it just kind of messes with you a little bit. I don't know what it is. So like I just think overall I'm in a better mood from that too. And then obviously at the weekends, like I'm able to work out still because, you know, I'm not tired and we're getting up early, and like, you know, I'm not messing up my sleep, which I'll talk about as well soon. So yeah, that's just something else I've been doing that I think has really made a big difference. And as I said, I'll keep it going for as long as I kind of feel it, like I feel like it. If any of you did dry January, like comment below and let me know if you saw a big difference, or like if you're still doing it, or if you've given up alcohol like years ago or whatever. Like talk to me in the comments, because I really want to like keep looking into it and learning more, because I think it's really interesting. And I do think in Ireland, like we kind of just, as I said, we grow up in a culture where it's just so normal. But like I have so many friends over here from different parts of the world, and like they don't drink half as much as we drink. Like I do think it's a cultural thing, so it's interesting to see that. So yeah, I don't know, I'll see how it goes. But as I said, another thing, number 3, that has made a big difference, a change I've made, and I'll keep you posted. It's a little later in the day, not time for bed just yet, but nearly. Just in some different loungewear. The last thing I want to talk about, and something that lots of you have been asking, especially seeing as I've been getting up earlier, but basically one of the biggest, I know I say these are all big, but I truly believe this is probably the most important thing in this video: my sleep schedule. So obviously I've been getting up at 5:30 to do my morning routine and just start the day, but I have been getting into bed at like 8:30. And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but like I'm in bed by 8:30. I'm asleep between like 9:30 and 10. So like you just have, if you're getting up earlier, you have to compensate for that somewhere else. And I truly believe in the importance of getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. I've just been really like reading about it, and I actually saw the body coach talking about it, and I think just as a like whole, we don't give sleep enough importance. And I think, you know, especially for me living in New York these last 7 years, sleep was never really a priority. Like I was always go. I would be at events at night time, I'd be coming home, getting into bed at like 11, up again early, like to workouts and to work and traveling, and it was just like all over the shop. And like when I look back, I'm just like, how did I keep going? Like no wonder I was tired the whole time. And like obviously there's going to be parts of our lives that are different. If you have a new baby, like your sleep isn't going to be amazing, or if you're just going through a stressful time, you're like, it might mess up your sleep. Like there's of course times where we kind of can't do anything about it and we kind of can't control it. But if you can, like, try your best to really improve your sleep pattern. And this might mean watching one less episode of the show you watch every evening. I'm not saying cut it out, but I know for me in the past, like I could never just watch one. I'd be watching like 3, and before I knew it, it was 11, half 11, nearly 12 o'clock, and I was absolutely wrecked the next morning trying to get up early. And I just never stuck with the early mornings because I was too tired, because I wasn't giving my body enough sleep. Sorry if the light is weird, I'm literally on a tangent. I could talk for ages about sleep. I just have really looked into it so much and seen the benefits of it in the last few weeks. But anyway, as I said, it just might mean watching one less show at nighttime, like getting that extra hour in. You know, you'll thank yourself the next morning. I know it's really hard, but like for me personally at the moment, I'm actually not watching any shows, and I didn't kind of cut that out intentionally. I'd rather go to bed. Like, that's kind of where I'm at, which sounds a bit crazy, but like I'd rather go to bed and like wind down and have my tea and read my book and like feel amazing the next morning. And like obviously the weekends and stuff are different, and I don't go to bed at 8:30 at the weekends, but I still try and get my like 7 hours at least at the weekend. Like I still try and get up early. I don't get up at 5:30 at the weekends, but I did one morning this weekend, and then the other morning I got up at like 6:45 or something like that. So I give myself a little bit extra sleep at the weekends, like if I'm going, as in like I get up a bit later in the morning if I'm going to bed a bit later, like if I'm out or if I'm at dinner or whatever. Like you just have to kind of like go with the flow sometimes, but during the weekdays, as much as you can, get into bed early. I promise you it will get easier. It's hard at the beginning. It's hard to get into this routine. The first week or two just feels weird, and like some nights in the first week I was literally sitting here being like, I can't go to sleep, like this is so annoying. But then you get into the routine. It just takes a while. So sleep has been a big thing. Both me and Tommy are really focused on it, and we're kind of on the same schedule. Like he leaves for work at 6 a.m, so like he's getting up the same time as me roughly, and like we're going to bed at the same time, so that's definitely helpful. And like I do understand that not everyone's on the same schedule, but just try to kind of, you know, work it out as best you can. And you know, it mightn't be perfect at the beginning, but like small steps really make a difference. So yeah, that is the last thing. I could definitely keep chatting about loads of things, but this video is already pretty long and it was supposed to be a short one, but here we are. But I could definitely go into more detail and kind of keep you posted and other things I'm doing. There's a few other things, but I would say like those 4 are the main 4, and I think 4 that like anyone could kind of start doing if you wanted to. So I kind of wanted to put them into this video, but I'll definitely do more like this. If you like it, comment below, let me know if you found this helpful, what else you want to see, what else you want to see me talking about or going into more detail about. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you did like it, and subscribe as well. That really helps my channel, and I'm really enjoying doing videos this year. I really feel like I have my mojo back, and I'm really happy that you're enjoying the videos too. I'm seeing it in the comments, and that always like is a nice feeling. I think lots of you found the makeup video helpful and kind of gave you the push to do the clear out too. So that's always my main aim and focus for all these videos. Like I'm not ever doing this particular video, say for example, to be like, oh my god, I'm so great, like I'm doing all these things. Like no, like I am far from perfect. And like the reason I'm trying all these things is to improve myself, because I literally was a disaster at the end of last year. So if you feel like I felt the end of last year, I promise you it just takes a couple of weeks or like a month or 2 to transform things, to change things around and really make like big differences in your life. I promise you. So don't feel overwhelmed. There's still loads of time. We're still literally only in February. Like this year is fully ahead of us. So hopefully that inspires you and helps you. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.